No! Give it back!
Starting lineup. Okay. Brittany. Forward. Brittany Grant. Left mid. Kaylee, center. Melissa's not here yet, is she?
No.
Is she? I think so. I didn't hear anything different. Okay.
What if that's when we write?
Come on, girls, focus in, focus in.
Focus in, you guys.
Nice and quick release.
Come on, guys.
On your toes, on your toes. Nice job.
All the little slammers getting there. Eric, lay down. You're a little slammer. Come on, you.
Let's go. Throw it to Crystal next.
You come back. What do you do?
Serve Crystal. Crystal, you had it. Stay right there.
What?
Let's go.
Crystal.
Give us one.
See that again. Oh, yeah.
Crystal. Let's go. Hi everybody, I'm Dan Williams. On behalf of George Langevin Sports Video Productions, I'd like to welcome you to today's Super Game of the Week. Game number 2 of bracket play on the March to State Cup 98. This is girls under 10, and we've got two top teams moments away from going at it head-to-head. It's the OCU Slammers versus TSC. TSC will be in the all-black uniforms with the white stripes. They'll be defending the right-hand goal, moving right to left. OCU Slammers, they'll be wearing the white jerseys, black shorts. They'll be moving from left to right. They'll be defending the left-hand goal. We're in beautiful Rancho Penasquitos in San Diego County. These are the fields of Black Mountain Middle School. They are used extensively for preliminary bracket play, and that's what we've got right here. Both teams are out on the field. The head referee blows a whistle, and we are underway for these teams. Game number 2 of bracket play, and immediately the ball is down deep in the TSC territory. Taking the ball is Cassandra Martell. She's the keeper. She'll clear it out, and let's take a look at the rosters as both teams start underway. Action picks up inside the box. Slammers trying to drive it home from outside the box. Shot on goal, that's number 12, Jessica Missouri. Taken by the keeper, Cassandra Martell. Stays down now in TSC territory. They're trying to clear it out. Picked up by Brittany Grant. Grant bringing it downfield. Challenged by the Slammers, but kept with TSC. Now taken away by the Slammers. Going for the ball, trying to keep it in bounds is Taylor Fallon. She does a good job centering the ball. And now picking the ball up and carrying it back is Reineke. Reineke for TSC. Now on the near side action, that's going to be off the foot of Amy Clippert, and the ball will remain in possession of TSC. Throw in on the near sideline by Brittany Grant. She'll try and do the two-handed throw, and it comes in. Taking a look at the rosters now for TSC, as good close-up action as the ball cruises down the near sideline. Head coach Marianne Reinecke, she's brought her girls this far. For TSC, the keeper position, Cassandra Martell, wearing jersey number 2 is Ashley Hernandez. Whitney Spinelli wears jersey number 3 for TSC. Number 4 is Amanda Wilkes. Number 5 is Stephanie Hill. Number 7, Brittany Fetkin. Wearing jersey 8 is Kaylee Reinecke. Number 9 is Brittany Grant. Number 10, Melissa Bolin. Number 11 is Alana Ramirez. Number 12, Bobby Fetkin. Number 14, Lindsay Gidry, and number 15, Lindsay Berg. So that's the roster for TSC. Let's take a look at the same for the OCU Slammers, head coached by Terry Mazura. Ball comes into play inside the Slammers territory. They're trying to clear it out. Back comes the ball, goes outside the goal line, so it'll be a goal kick for the Slammers. Taking a look at their roster, keepers for the roster right now in there is Andrea Zamusin. Let's check that, Zamusin. Vanessa Fallon is number 1, number 5, Kelly Morgan, number 6, Taylor Fallon, number 8 is Crystal Wright, number 10 is Emily Birchfield, number 11 is Camille Huco. Now TSC with the ball, they're trying to drive it down into the box. It's free, and it's going to go into the net. And so the Slammers off the body of a look like possibly Amy Clippert, number 14, puts a ball into their own net, and so it's a self-goal, but the goal does count for TSC, and so TSC goes out in front 1-0. Boy, that's a heartache for anybody that gets involved. The ball was free inside the box, and 2 or 3 Slammers went after it. So was Andrea Zamusin. And the ball just trickled off of a ricochet off one of their own players. So what a break for TSC as they now go out in front early in this first half of play, 1-0. Ball outside the touchline on the far side remains possession of TSC, and they'll throw the ball back in. Take a look at the rest of the roster for the Slammers. Number 12 is Jessica Mazura, daughter of head coach Terry Mazura. Number 13, Allison Gibbs. 14 is Amy Clippert. Jersey 17 is worn by Alyssa Dewey. And number 16 is Madison Empting. Ball now just outside the box. TSC trying to drive free. Slammers now coming down. With the ball is Fallon. Fallon trying to stay with the ball. Ball awarded now back to TSC. So just inside the box, there was a lot of heated competition going on. The head referee blows a whistle on the foul. The ball given back to TSC, and they'll move it back down the other way. Both teams have already played one game of bracket play. Nice takeaway by Clippert. Coming back the other way, nice trap play. Slammers trying to take control. One of the things both teams need to do is going to make sure as they spread themselves out and use this passing to their benefit. Carry through on the kick. It's going to roll into the box. Coming up with a good, strong kick for the Slammers is Andrea Zamusin. Ball out on the far side. That's going to be off the foot of number 11, Huco. So the ball goes back to TSC with a throw in on the far side. This field is actually one of the better fields here at Black Mountain Middle School. We've got about 6 fields that have been laid out for soccer. 4 have been used for the boys, 2 for the girls. This is actually one of the better fields for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's probably one of the most flat. We've got some grades in some of the other fields that really can cause some havoc, but this one is really one of the more level playing fields. Nice throw in by the Slammers, and up and taking control of the ball for TSC, Cassandra Martell. Martell sends the ball back, carry through by Fetkin. And now taking control is Gibbs. Gibbs bringing it downfield, looking for someone to pass to. Picked up on the near far sideline. And now it's a challenge. Back and forth the ball goes. Jessica Missouri is over there. Nice clear out. Now to picked up and carry through Fetkin with the ball. Fetkin dribbling it downfield, trying to split defenders. Ball gets free and it'll be taken back over by the Slammers. Gibbs bringing it down. Both teams very aggressive this play. Falling down Huco. Right there for TSC was Amanda Wilkes. Action picks up right on the far side. And the ball goes down. Staying with it was Camille Huco. Good two-handed throw in. Stays on the far side right near the touchline. Staying with it herself is Amy Clippert. Now TSC will take over and try and send it back down after the ball. Slammers. Nice ball downfield by Alyssa Dewey. Fight for control near the touchline. Nice pass out by Taylor Fallon. Nice pass by Fallon towards the center of the field. Nice turnaround and ball towards the net was Jessica Missouri, but it was right into the waiting hands of Cassandra Martell. Effort by Amy Clipper to keep the ball inside the touchline does not work, and so it goes back to TSC. Cleared out by Dewey, and now the ball comes right at us. Who just missed the announcer? We'll get some close-up action right here with Slammers throwing in the ball. Good throw in by Clifford. Taken away by Grant. Grant now moving downfield, being challenged, but takes the ball, trying to keep it, can't quite do it. So now it's going to be a throw in by the Slammers. 1-0 the score on a very, well, we'll call it a weird play, as OCU itself scores into its own goal. And that's where we've got it right now, 1-0. Nice ball by Whitney Spinelli. She brings it down inside the box, trying to clear it out is Dewey. Now picked up by Clippert. Now taken over by Spinelli. Nice trap by TSC. They'll try and bring it down. Being challenged by Gibbs. Picked up by Grant. And now again by Spinelli. And then cleared out effectively by Dewey. Goes back to midfield where Amanda Wilkes for TSC sends it back the other way. Just outside the box. Racing for the ball. Nice effort. As number 10, Melissa Boland for TSC was cruising down on the far sideline and had the tackle to be able to send the ball outside the goal line.
Stay wide. I don't see that ball out there. If you're wide, you get it.
So we mentioned about the field. It's a good level playing field and actually probably one of the drier fields out here. The grass out in this part of Black Mountain playing area is actually a shorter grass. It doesn't have a lot of thick grass to it, and so the sun has been able to dry this field out nicely. Earlier we were on a different field which had very, very thick grass, very tall grass, and of course the moisture, because of the rains we've had here, has just simply kept the field very soft and in some cases actually very muddy. Some nice footwork by Amy Clippert. Ashley Hernandez for TSC brings it inside. There's some action inside the box, looking for a shot on goal, but denied by the Slammers as they clear it out nicely. And now moving down the field by herself, breakaway, Jessica Missouri. She's going to try and take a shot. She does it, scores! Jessica Missouri brings the ball downfield and puts the ball into the net, and this game is tied up at 1. Nice clear out from down deep into their own box. A charging Jessica Missouri took the ball, and you didn't see the rest of her as she left TSC behind and was able to put a nice ball right near the far post. And now substitution comes in. Number 8 back into the game, Crystal Wright. Taking a breather, Camille Huco, and we are back in action.
separate.
1-0 the score.
That's it.
Check that, 1-1.
Come on, get back.
OCU Slammers 1, TSC 1. And we have got a game. First half action is where we're at. And racing for the ball was Madison Empting, not quite able to get there before it goes outside the touchline. Action picks up right at midfield. Control by Reinecke. Inside the box again. Looking for some help is Ashley Hernandez. Now you've got Whitney Spinelli there. Hernandez and Spinelli trying to defend the box. Pressure now by Slammers. Quick turnaround and a shot on goal again by Missouri. This time it's Cassandra Martell there as keeper for TSC. Sends it out back towards midfield. And now the ball carries through, and going after it, Alyssa Dewey. Also there for Slammers is Kelly Morgan. Outside the touchline, it stays in possession of TSC. 1-1 score. First half of play, these are 25-minute halves. Lot of time left. Substitution now for TSC. Coach Marianne Reinecke on the far side bringing in some fresh legs for her team. Coming in, number 19, check that. 15, Lindsay Berg is now in the game. Probably the toughest uniforms of all types of uniforms to really see the number clearly are the black uniforms with the white stripes with the red numbers. Now picking up the ball is Berg. Checking it back out to Fetkin. Inside the box, trying to clear out her Slammers. TSC on the attack offense right now. Now ball taken away. Back to TSC. Pass over to Guidry and cleared out nicely by Dewey. Way down the field now, picked up by Wright. Wright moving down the field, challenged by Wilkes. Wilkes versus Wright. Ball off the foot of Crystal Wright, and so the ball comes to TSC. They'll throw it in on the far side. We're talking about the condition of the field, and this one a very nice condition. Nice ball downfield, picked up by Empting. Empting can't quite find the handle, although she's trying very hard. That ball is sailed high and wide of the near post. A good foot by Jessica Mazura, and a goal kick comes up. So the Slammers have turned the tide a little bit as TSC had started out with some heavy pressure, and the Slammers have come back to answer the call. They've tied it up and continued to keep the ball down in the TSC territory. New substitutions. Number 10, Melissa Bolin, now in the game. And for OCU, that is, we've got Emily Birchfield. Nice ball, passed by Lindsay Guidry. That ball's going to go outside of the goal line, and for the first time today, we will have a corner kick, and it'll be TSC's possession, and we'll see what they can do. Depending on the strength of the leg of the person who's doing the kicking, what they'd really love to do is be able to get that ball up in the air and cross the face of the net, look for one of their own offensive players to redirect the ball, either by foot or by a header, into the net. We'll see what the strength of the leg is here. Nice ball. Picked off by Emily Birchfield. Now it's coming back downfield. Looks like Melissa Bolin trying to sneak the ball inside, and hand touch called, and so it goes back the other way. So in the original game, game one, both teams have played. We'll take a look at those results. Now, both of these games, including today's, was supposed to be played and finished last weekend. We were out here filming a game early in the morning. It started at 8 a.m. and had some light clouds into the sky. Didn't think we'd get much rain, but by 10:30 it started pouring, and it didn't let up for the next 2 days. So the result was all the games in the afternoon of bracket play from last weekend was canceled. The final game of bracket play and the final games themselves of this original bracket play were canceled as well. So it was all moved back till this weekend. Now, we've had rain on and off. Storm front after storm front has come through. They call it the El Nino effect. But we were not even sure if we were going to be able to play today. We had rain as late as yesterday. And so we just weren't sure. But we came out today, got a nice some sunshine out in the sky. And, of course, this field right here has dried out very nicely. And so for these two teams playing game number 2 here, they're going to be okay. Coming into the game for the Slammers now, number 11, Camille Huco, back into the game. And it's going to be a corner kick this time for the Slammers. They've got some wind that's going to help the ball bend towards the face of the net. And here we go. That's going to be off the foot of TSC. And now outside of the box, Vanessa Fallon. Fallon with the ball, doing some nice work. A quick turn and a foot on the goal. And offside's called against the Slammers. TSC with the ball, they'll bring it back the other way. If you look at the size comparison of both teams, it would seem that the Slammers might have the slight edge in a couple areas. You've got number 1, Vanessa Fallon, number 10, Emily Birchfield, who are very tall. Also, Camille Huco, very tall. For the most part, the team TSC is actually quite small all around. Just clearing it out was TSC. Standing right in front of the net was Emily Birchfield, waiting for the ball, couldn't get there. Now the ball outside of the touchline on the far side and awarded back to the Slammers. So in game number 1, it was the Slammers going up against PQ Premier. In that game, it was PQ Premier coming out on top 1-0. Game number 1 for TSC. Action in there, just missing. Number 11, Camille Huco, was able to get a pass, and she was at the right place at the right time and had a nice sliding shot on goal and just sailed wide of the near post. That came out of nowhere. I tell you, she had no defense around her. Now picking up the ball with an opportunity is Birchfield. And I'll tell you what, the Slammers continue to keep pressure down deep in the box of TSC. That's going to go outside of the touchline and have a throw-in. And once again, Slammers continuing their attack offense down deep. 1-1 is the score. And strangely enough, 1-1 is the score and only one team responsible for both goals. Early in the first half, as you can recall, it was a ricochet off one of the Slammers players. Nice throw-in, by the way, headed up into the air, and nice grab by Martell. Beautiful throw-in. It was a beautiful throw-in headed up by number 3, Whitney Spinelli of TSC, caught by Martell, the keeper, but she looks like she stepped outside of the goal line. And so now Slammers have a corner kick from the opposite corner, the near side this time. Nice ball up into the air. No call on a hand touch, so the TSC gets out of that one. Now there's an opportunity for Slammers, and it's been denied by the defense of TSC. Now they're trying to clear it out. Slammers still trying to take control, taking a tumble. TSC, and now the fight for control is on. Right there is the speedy little Melissa Boland for TSC, and she is a fighter, I'm telling you. She's got speed, and for her size, she is not afraid to take anybody on. Tripping will be called against the Slammers, and it'll go the other way. So TSC escaping a bullet right inside the box, right in the middle face of the area. And just when you think a shot on goal is going to be made, one of the TSC defenders is going to come up and clear it out. And so for TSC, they want to try and take a breather on defense and do some offense attacking themselves. So they're going to try and send it down. Nice kick downfield right towards the center. That'll be taken over by Fetkin. Fetkin trying to keep control. That's going to be taken away by Slammers.
Outside, get it outside, Alyssa. Maddie, give support. Get up there and get
Fetkin now. Centered up nicely.
handball.
Handball called this time against TSC. They escaped another one because there was a handball inside the penalty box area down deep. That was not called, but that time it was. Nice save by Madison Epting to keep the ball inside of the touchline. Ends up going out, and so it goes the other way. So both of the teams having game one will pick up in game number one. It was TSC losing to that same PQ Premier team 6-0. So they really got a beating in that game, but they are back here. Both of these teams lost their first game, and now going after the ball is Melissa Boland. Boland keeps it in, and now it's going to be up to the Slammers who've taken the ball to try and clear it back out.
Touch it forward. Go, go, go.
Nice ball, emptying, now trying to split defenders, going to be taken away by TSC. Bringing it back down is Whitney Spinelli. This time it's going to be taken back away by the Slammers, and now fight for control right in front of us. Good close-up action. Vanessa Fallon. Ball helped through by emptying as well. Emptying with the foot on the ball. Carried through by Birchfield. Nice effort by Boland. She'll bring it down. Now Boland going after a challenge by Morgan. Centering the ball, and right there is Fallon for the Slammers. Coming up, Berg by TSC.
Carry the ball into field. Stop.
Stephanie Hill sends it out and really drills Terry Missouri. Substitution now for the Slammers. Coming in, Amy Clippert. Fresh legs Clippert coming out for a breather. Good two-hand throw. That's going to be trapped by TSC. Good takeaway by Taylor Fallon. Now fighting for the ball. That's off the foot of Fallon, so it goes back the other way.
Taylor, there's your mark.
Simple scoring in this type of bracket play. You get 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, and that is it. Obviously, you get no points for a loss, but in some scoring, you'll get points for the number of goals scored. Not here. 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, and that is it. PQ Premier, 2 wins out of 3. They have not played their third game as of yet, but they seem to be in a driver's seat as the ball split through by Vanessa Fallon, now picked up by Birchfield. Birchfield now moving inside the box herself. Shot on goal, and it's smothered by Cassandra Martell. Good strong shot by Emily Birchfield. And right there was Martell for TSC. Now bringing back the ball downfield, TSC. It's Lindsay Guidry. Guidry out to the side to Boland. And Boland takes a shot, and right there is Andrea Zemusin. Can't quite get there, so it goes back to TSC, and back and forth we go with a 1-1 tie. Stephanie Hill with the throw in on the near sideline. So going into this game, the Slammers and TSC had played 1 game. This would be their second of 3. They both had lost, had scored no points. But the key here in this bracket, and this bracket play, is there's only 3 teams in their bracket, and it's the top 2 of each bracket that are going to move on to that next round of 16.
Put the ball down. Just put Alyssa, kick it. Put the ball down. Alyssa, go.
So it's 8 teams, not 16, 8 teams that'll move on. And with that whistle, we've got the end of the first half, and a great first half that it was. OCU Slammers, they've got 1. TSC, with the help of the Slammers, they've got 1. And after 1 half of play, it's tied. Slammers 1, TSC 1. We'll be back with the start of the second half. Stay with us.
Fight for it. Okay? Win. Oh.
Okay? All right. Just keep up a lot of what you're doing. Okay? A couple times. Brittany? Too long on the ball. Okay? There's a couple times there you had an opportunity to knock it through. You might have had some opportunity to score on that, okay? So you need to give it up a little quicker.
Am I coming out?
Yeah, for to start off, okay? All right, you guys understand? Keep up with the two-touch, 1, 2, get rid of it. Okay, this is a very good game. You're very well matched with this team. Okay? This is how I want you to go back. Okay? All right. Forward.
Score some.
And the second half is just underway. Both teams now have changed directions at the start of the second half. Now it's going to be OCU Slammers. They'll be moving from right to left. They'll be defending the right-hand goal. And in that goal now is Emily Birchfield. She's the new keeper now for the Slammers. TSC will be moving from left to right. They'll be defending the left-hand goal. Staying in the goal box is Cassandra Martell. Nice ball downfield. It'll take a bounce down into the Slammers territory. Ball be awarded, though, back to the Slammers on the near side. So we've got an even score, 1-1. Both teams trying to pull out a win here for maximum points. And cleared back out by Spinelli.
Come on, Jess.
Ball gets through everybody.
Come on, Jessica.
Right there is Jessica Missouri being challenged by Hill. Hill and Missouri. And it's Missouri who has a good, strong kick. Boy, I tell you, that was sending right towards the near post. Over there was Martell, and Martell was able to keep it from going into the net, but couldn't find a handle on it, so it goes outside the goal line. Comes up a corner kick now for the Slammers. Slight breeze coming through. Nice strong ball as it comes through, looking for an opportunity to put the ball into the net, and it's going to be cleared out at the last moment. Right there was Allison Gibbs. She was ready to put the foot on the ball, but TSC clears it out. Now picked back up by Clippert, centering it and racing for the ball. Both TSC and Slammers get some good close-up action right here. Good effort by Brittany Grant as the ball comes downfield. Now it's going to be Ramirez along.
You got time.
And picked up now, back and forth it goes. Grant once again for TSC off the foot of Camille Hugo. So the throw in by Stephanie Hill goes back to TSC. Back and forth this game goes. I'm telling you, both teams really firing on all pistons. And you see it back and forth. And then all of a sudden, something will just squirt out. I mean, the ball is going back at such rapid pace, both teams going for the ball. And then all of a sudden, someone is at the right place or a defender's at the wrong place, and a ball comes through and there's an opening. And that's what's really happening right here. The breeze is picking up as it always does here. We're on a plateau about 6 miles from the Pacific Ocean, and what happens in the late afternoon, we get an onshore flow. Nice ball downfield by Hugo. Missouri now trying to center it. Gets by everybody. And a nice cover-up by Martell as Amy Clippert was charging. And now Martell is on the ground, and she might be hurt. She took a hard shot by Amy Clippert, who was coming in to try and knock that ball into the net. And so now Marianne Reinecke is going to come out and just take a quick look at Cassandra Martell and make sure that she's going to be okay. to play. Let's take an injury timeout. It's all tied up. Slammers 1, TSC 1.
Get off the line, Danielle. Get off the line.
So back on speed, Martell is going to stay into the game. She took that hard shot from Amy Clipper. That's what happens, and that's why you have to be tough, and you also have to be brave as a keeper. Hands called against Stephanie Hill. So now it's going to go back into play, and Slammers, oh, they've got an opportunity here.
Get outside, Danielle.
Missouri brings the ball in, and that's going to go right into the hands of Martell. Nice ball that was heading towards the face. One of the Slammers was there. Number 13, Allison Gibbs, but wasn't quite aggressive enough to try and help direct that with a header. So it now goes the other way. So both teams, again, they lost their first game. It's themselves, PQ Premier. And now picking up the ball, Clippert. She sends it across and into the side of the net. Good strong kick by Clippert. Just got it in the wrong part of the net. So there's 3 people in this division now. PQ Premier, along with the Slammers and TSC. Slammers and TSC both have lost. The Premier have won both games that they've played against each of these teams. So it seems that the driver's seat right now is PQ Premier to go into the round of 8. Now, it's going to be up to the Slammers or TFC. This is a very, very important game. The team that wins gets 3 points, and if the team can continue on and get 2 more wins, they're going to look really good at being that second team. So this is a big, big, important game for both of these teams. Nice takeaway by Stephanie Hill. Now picking it up is Grant. Now passing over to Hugo of the Slammers. She sends a nice ball downfield. Seeing it outside the touchline is Ashley Hernandez. She does her job to slow down the attack offense of the Slammers. Substitution now. Number 8, Crystal Wright, right now in the game, and she'll do the duties with her 2-handed throw coming in. So we do have a breeze coming across the field from top to bottom. Headed out into the corner now. Try a carry through, picked up by Clippert. And it's going to go outside the touchline, but it's going to be given to the Slammers. So a quick throw in, looking for Missouri. And now it'll be a corner kick for the Slammers. So it's going to be a corner kick. They got the win into their face this time. We'll take a look at what happens. Ball stays on the ground. It means an opportunity for TSC to clear it out, and that's what they're going to do temporarily. But it's going to be picked back up by Fallon and brought right back in this time. Nice controlled.
Outside in, come on, show for her.
Good work, both of them. That's going to be Clippert versus Grant. Ball this time coming through. That was a nice trap prior to that one by OCU, and now it goes outside of the touchline, so it'll be a throw-in by Fallon. And it'll go back the other way. In bracket B play, and remember there's A, B, C, and D. In bracket B play, all 3 games have already been played as we start this game, and the 2 teams that are on their way to that round of 8 is Rancho Santa Fe Attack and the SB Force. So congratulations to those 2 teams as they are on their way, on their march to those finals games in State Cup 98. Just sailing over the top of the crossbar. I'll tell you what, Birchfield would have had no opportunity, as it looked like it might sneak in on that upper right pigeonhole area. It was Alana Ramirez for TSC that launched a high volley just a bit over the top crossbar. I tell you what, one of the toughest jobs for a keeper to do is try and defend those high volleys that come from outside the box. because either it bounces in front of them, and of course in this type of playing field that we have that is dried out now, these balls are going to take a high bounce, and to be able to judge that, I've seen it time and time again. The ball bounces right in front of a keeper, goes over their head and right into the net. In that case, it was a little too high by about a foot. Second half of play, 1-1 is the score. Throw in by TSC. If it ends in a tie, they each get 1 point, but they really would like to have, each of the teams would like to put a W. Nice control. Now breaking away by herself is Crystal Wright. Now trying to set something up to the center. And right there is Martell. Great effort by Crystal Wright as she drove down the field. She stopped, she centered it right over towards the front of the box. And it was Allison Gibbs trying to put her foot on the ball. She did it nicely, but it was not much speed on the ball, not much power, and so Martell was able to handle it. Nice trap play again by Wright. She was the one that had the nice trap earlier. Good fundamental skills. Bobby Fetkin is in the game for TSC. Gets by. Ramirez trying to bring it down. Birchfield will clear it out nicely on the kick, carries through, and the ball continues to move downfield. That's going to go outside of the touchline. The ball goes to the Slammers. So the throw in by Fallon. Let's take a look at the rosters once again for both teams. With the ball are the Slammers, so let's take a look at their roster. Action just outside the box. Keeper Andrea Zemusin. Number 1 is worn by Vanessa Fallon. Kelly Morgan wears 5. Taylor Fallon wears 6. Crystal Wright is 8. Emily Birchfield wearing number 10 earlier. She is now as the keeper of the game. So we'll give Andrea Zemusin. She actually wears 7. Ball comes in, headed up into the air. And that's going to remain a corner kick for the Slammers. Huco wears 11, Missouri 12, Allison Gibbs 13, Amy Clippert 14, 17 worn by Alyssa Dewey, number 16, that's Madison Empting. Head coach Terry Missouri. Zemusin, Fallon, Morgan, Wright, Birchfield, Huco, Missouri, Gibbs, Clippert, Dewey, and Empting. Comes across the face, the ball is free, trying to be headed in by Crystal Wright, and right there it's Martell. And OCU Slammers doing a great job of really putting the pressure on right now down deep in TSC territory. That ball came across nicely, took a bounce, and for a second, no one was playing ownership to the ball. Then came in through the gutsy Crystal Wright, who really is a good little player. Outside the goal line, so it's a goal kick, and TSC is going to try and move it the other way. Each of the teams really working hard and playing strong. Another nice trap by Wright. Outside is Stephanie Hill. She does her job.
Let's go, Allison. You know where to be.
Wright throws it in deep, deep it goes. Beautiful throw by Wright. Threw it right in on one hop, and right into the box was the waiting Slammers offensive player. Might have been Gibbs. Nothing there, though. Got some great plays, the Slammers do. Execution is what they want to try and accomplish, and of course the more opportunity they have, the greater the chance of one of them succeeding, and at this point all they need is one more to succeed and then take the lead 2-1. Right now it's a 1-1 tie, and that's where we've got it. This is game number 2 of bracket play on the march to State Cup 98.
Andrea. Let's go, Camille. Camille.
Substitution now coming in. Back into the game, Camille Huco. Huco will come back in. Taking a breather is Andrea Zemusin, number 7. She was the keeper for the first part of the game. She's now playing in the field. Nice throw on the far sideline. Strong kick. Now that's a nice one going down deep. Reinecke sends it back the other way. That's a hand, but it's play on call.
Killed.
Ball through and rolling up into the arms of Martell. So Martell, since it's going to take one hop and carry nicely across the field, gets by everybody. Now downfield is going to be Ramirez, picked up now by Clippert for OCU.
Push it through.
And back down we go. Trying to control the ball is Dewey. Back out to Clippert.
Come on, Clippert.
And trying to center it. No one there for TSC, taken over by the Slammers. They'll send it back down, headed back nicely. Good close-up action in front of us.
Get on side.
Cleared back down the other way, headed back nicely by Clippert. And control by Hugo.
Form a line.
Fallon on the far sideline, challenged by Reinecke. And the throw comes in by the Slammers on the far sideline. Good action-packed game, this game number 2 of bracket play. Each team will have one more game to play tomorrow and then work into the final 8. Nice pass into the center. Shot it, hits the crossbar. The ball is still free, and it's going to be cleared out by TSC. Ball was brought in, and the shot was on goal, and 2 inches lower, and you'd have a new score. But not the case right now, as it careens off the top crossbar. And Crystal Wright, who is all over the place, is now throwing in the ball. She has got a tremendous throw-in, and another great fundamental play. The throw-in comes in. Allison Gibbs puts the header on it, and it was luckily right into the waiting hands of Cassandra Martell. And coming back the other way, Slammers showing and displaying great fundamental skills. They're just looking for the final execution. For TSC, they want to get the ball downfield. They wanted themselves to try and get the ball into the net. 1-1 is this score still. Now bringing it down herself is Ramirez. Ramirez being challenged. Ball taken away. Now Fallon.
Come on, Crystal, get to it.
Right.
Back, back, back.
Being challenged by Grant. Nice trap back the other way is Hill.
Outside the Jesse. Okay.
Nice pass out to Missouri. Missouri downfield, looking for a crossing pass. Bringing it back downfield and out towards the midfield line. Bobby Fetkin is there, being challenged by Fetkin. Is Fallon with the ball. Now picked up by Wright. Wright now trying to move it downfield. And it's offsides. So Wright was there, but moving off sides was Missouri. Otherwise, that could have spelled trouble for TSC, but it becomes now a kick the other way. Spinelli sends it back into play. Trap by Grant to try and carry it through. Play on is the call. And now Ramirez trying to split defenders. Too much defense now, goes to the outside. Picked up by Grant. Grant being challenged by Wright, and so now the takeaway successful by Slammers. Now it goes back the other way. Going for the ball, it's Clippert versus Grant. Clippert now has control, and it goes back over to TSC, so now they've got it down deep in Slammers territory, and we've got a substitution coming in. Substitution for TSC. Coming out is Fetkin. Getting a host of substitute players now, getting fresh legs. Three individuals coming in. Looks like we'll take a look at those numbers. Back in is Melissa Bolin. Ramirez is still in. Bolin with the 1-2. Now singing across the face, looking for some help. Right there was Lindsay Berg. She's back in. Amanda Wilkes is there.
Very nice, very nice.
Now the ball coming downfield, breaking down. It's Missouri. Missouri takes a shot, and Missouri, second time today, puts the ball into the net. Missouri on a nice breakaway, had patience, and she showed it as she was screaming down the field. And as Cassandra Martell, the keeper for TSC, came charging, it was a smart thinking Missouri who slowed up, made Cassandra Martell commit, and once the commit was there, it was Missouri who knew where to place the ball, and she did that on the near side of the net. And now we've got 2-1 OCU Slammers out in front. Can't quite get to it is Crystal Wright, and Crystal Wright landed on her foot a little wrong, and looks like she might have flexed her knee. Substitution now going to coming out, Whitney Spinelli. So Spinelli is out, and coming in fresh legs once again. We'll take a look who's come in for TSC.
Who's covering the girl in the middle? Mark her. There's one girl to mark, for goodness sake.
Quick action. And so back into the game is Brittany Fetkin. And Ramirez is down trying to challenge for the ball. It goes out off the foot of Ramirez and goes back the other way. So as usual in the late afternoon here in Penasquitos, during this time of the year, it starts to get chilly. And the wind picking up, and that wind now has become a cold wind. And for the parents and the spectators on the sideline, they're starting to put jackets on. For the team out on the field, it's great news because it keeps them cool and allows them to perform at their optimum playing level. 2-1 is the score, and that's where we have it. We are in the second half of play. Ball squeaks through into the box area. Racing for it was Lindsey Berg, but it was Emily Birchfield, the keeper for the Slammers, that was there. Missouri now, nice pass over to Wright. Wright going for it, going to be challenged by Wilkes. Wilkes versus Wright. Wright with it, sends it across facing. Trying to be cleared out by TSC. Temporarily it's done. Back into the box. Offsides called. Just got the wrong placement as the ball was centered back outside the box, and then it came right back in, and the Slammers were just outside of position there. TSC now with the ball. They're going to try and move it downfield on the far side, trying to get over to Berg. Berg can't quite get there, and it's going to go back the other way. Substitution now coming in, number 7. Andrea Zamusin comes back into the game. Taking a breather, number 8, Crystal Wright. Fallon with the throw in on the far sideline. Good strong throw. I tell you, probably who's got the strongest throw of the entire Slammers is Crystal Wright, number 8.
Always run back. You're fresh, Andrea. There you go. You can always go.
Now the ball on the far sideline. Kareem's down, racing for it. Showing speed is Camille Hugo. And this is a great, great game to watch. The game earlier that we had was a super game, too. That ended in a tie. It was in the boys' division, under 10. And we had a super-duper matchup there as well. And that final match was a 1-1 tie. Substitution, Wright coming back in. And let's take a look at her throw-ins, because she has got some strong throw-ins. Check this out. Huge throw-ins. Inside the box, TSC trying to clear it out with their defense. They do so successfully. And so going after the ball now is Fallon. And it goes back the other way. So OCU continuing to put offensive attack pressure down in TSC's part of the field. Nice ball down deep. Reinecke there for TSC. TSC again defensively. Nice effort by Reinecke. Hand called, and this time it's called. Referees chosen not to call a couple of those and told to play on. This time they call it. Picked up by Ramirez. Ramirez is going to be challenged by Fallon. Fallon versus Ramirez. Now it's going to be taken away, and it's Dewey who sends it back down towards midfield. Action picks up right there, taken away by Clippert. Clippert moving. Good effort by TSC, and the ball sent back down by Kaylee Reinecke. Reinecke, a good defensive player. Fallon trying to move it back down. Lindsey Berg had been challenging, carried through. Good strong kick on the ball, and picking it up is Martell. Now time is starting to be a critical factor as we were marching down this second half, and TSC has got to come up with some magic to be able to put the ball down in the net. Ball is free, racing for it. Birchfield clears it out.
Come on, you got 3-on-1, let's go. Put it outside.
Looking for a pass. Driving through, and again it's Reinecke in that sweeper position, being able to deny. Back out. Offsides again. Got to give them credit. They're really playing aggressively, this OCU Slammers team. They know they keep trying that play. One of these times they're going to get it right and put the ball back in. Missouri was offside. She's got both scores. As a matter of fact, the strange thing is that all of the scores are right there, and that is the whistle that ends this game, and a nice game that it was. OCU Slammers and TSC, both teams working nicely. Good sportsmanship, 110% effort by both teams, but the end result is in favor of OCU Slammers on this day, with the final score Slammers 2, TSC 1, and we're going to be right back. Stay with us. We've got post-game interviews coming right up. Welcome back to our post-game interview show. Hi, everybody. I'm Dan Williams, and we have got three superstars of the TSC soccer club team, and you are?
Bobby Fetkin, and my number is 12.
And what positions do you play?
I play left midfield.
Okay, and you are?
Brittany Fetkin, I'm number 7, and I play center, mid, and forward.
And you are on the far end over there.
I'm Whitney Spinelli. I'm number 3, and I play center defender.
Very good. Bobby, let's start with you. How long have you been playing soccer?
About 3 or 4 years.
Now, can you rename all of the teams that you've played on so far to date?
The Shooting Stars, the Net Stuffers, the TSC, and the Killer Bees.
Okay, very good. And of course, most importantly, who makes the scrunchies for your hair?
I don't know.
Now, this is someone that you know, right? You are?
Brittany Fetkin.
Now, you guys, it's kind of similar that you have the same last names. Why is that?
Because we're sisters.
You're sisters. Now, you're the older one, right?
No.
No? You're the older one. Now,
Yeah.
how long have you been playing soccer?
4 or 5 years.
5 years. Now, have you taught your sister everything she knows?
Some things.
I know. Hey, what is it, if you were to instruct your sister outside, what are the main things you think that she needs to know to be a good soccer player?
I don't know.
She has all natural talent. Huh? What else do you like to do besides soccer?
Basketball and softball.
Now, what positions do you play in those sports?
For basketball, I play wing and underneath, and for softball, I play shortstop and third base.
Very good. Well, you guys are very talented, obviously, on this field and in other fields. And on the far side, we've got Whitney Spinelli. Whitney, was your boyfriend here today watching this game?
No.
Not here today?
He's playing in San Bernardino.
So you do have a boyfriend. Oh, okay, well, that's pretty cool. Now, what did you do out on the field today that you feel most proud about? And she's stumped. What do you do that you think that you do the best in soccer? What talents do you have that help your team be so successful?
Have a big kick.
Big kick. Now, is that natural or have you had to work on that?
Both.
Now, do you ever practice like up against your garage door at all or things like that?
Sometimes.
Well, how long does it take for your parents to yell at you to knock it off?
A few minutes.
What do you think the most important thing to be able to do to play soccer is? What do you have to know to play soccer?
Skills. You have to have skills, like, and you have to pass the ball a lot, and you have to know your teammates.
Very good. And I think you guys know your teammates very well also. Do you guys know a cheer at all for your team? Do you have one?
Yeah, a
What
lot
is
of
it?
them.
Which one do you want to do for the camera?
Pump it up. Wanna?
I
don't want to do it.
Okay, I tell you what, we'll do that. We'll do that at the very end. On the count of three, you can just say TSC number 1. How's that? Is that okay?
At the end, we should all do
You're if they all in, you're going to all get together as a team. Okay. I just want to hear 1, 2, 3, TSC number 1. Okay. Really loud. 1, 2. You guys ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
TSC number 1.
Well, that's not too bad. Okay, thank you. Continuing our parade of superstars, we have 3 more here of the TSC team. You are?
Ashley.
And what position do you play and what number are you?
I'm number 2, and I play fullback.
Okay, and you are?
Lindsay, and I'm number 15, and I play left midfield.
Okay, and the far end?
I'm Lindsay, number 14, and I play forward.
Okay, let's start with you then, Ashley. Do you think that freckles make you a better soccer player?
No.
What makes you a great soccer player?
The skills.
Well, what type of skills do you have?
Foot control and speed.
Now, is that something that you guys work on in practice, for example?
Yes,
Do you guys have tough practices?
sometimes.
What makes it a tough practice?
When we have to run a lot.
What type of drills do you do running? Just running? Do you have to do, what's the toughest running drill that you have to do? What's it called?
I don't know.
Just they're all tough, huh? Now, what about after soccer? What about after you have practice and you come home? What do you like to do besides soccer when you come home? And what do you like to do just to have fun?
Play with my puppies.
You have puppies. What type of puppies do you have?
They're Chow, Golden Retriever, and Shepherd.
A mixture of all those 3, or do you have that many different dogs?
A mixture of 2.
Okay.
I have 2.
And what are their names?
Buffy and Angel.
Great. That's great. And in the middle, you got someone right here, and it's a Lindsay, right?
Mhm.
Lindsay, you got beautiful blue eyes. Has anybody ever told you that before?
Yes.
I know, you really do. Now, what of course important is you got to look right. Now, the last team that I interviewed, all the boys, they used mousse and hairspray and they slicked back their hair. Now, who braids your hair?
My mom.
Do you ask her the types of braids to put in there? What officially is that type of braid called, Lindsay?
I don't know.
Hey, one of the things that athletes have to do is get good night's sleep. They're supposed to have curfews. What time do your parents ask you to go to bed each night?
9:30.
9:30. Okay. Now, what time do you really go to bed, though? Say 9:30.
9:30.
Okay, that's great. Now, do you play any other types of sports besides soccer?
Softball and basketball.
Which one do you like best out of those 2?
Softball.
Why is that?
I don't know.
You just like it? You think you play better at it, you think?
Mhm.
Very good. That's great. And how long have you been playing soccer?
6 years.
Wow, you've been playing a long time, almost your whole life then, right?
Mhm.
That's great. Well, congratulations on a great game. And right next to you is your teammate. Do you know who that is, by the way? It's another
Lindsay.
Lindsay. You guys are sisters then, right? Both have the same
No.
names? Oh, you're not. You guys look. Don't you think they look exactly the same?
Yeah, totally.
Hey, do you ever change the bands in your teeth to match the colors of your uniform?
Mhm.
What colors do you normally put in there?
Green and red.
Green and red. Very good. Now, how long have you been playing soccer?
6 years.
Now, we talked about having to have curfews, but you're also supposed to eat well. I heard that you had a very good dinner last night. What was it? You remember what you had?
No. Oh yeah, tacos.
You had tacos. What the type of food do you like to eat? What's your favorite type?
Candy.
Oh, good. That's good. I'll tell you what. If a major candy company came up to you and said, Lindsay, we're going to pay you $1 million to be to sponsor us and eat our product on TV, what candy company would you want to represent?
I don't know.
What's your favorite candy that you eat, Ted?
Sour punch licorice.
Sour punch. You know, someone else had told me that the sour punch licorice was very good. Hey, congratulations. Now, as you're always supposed to do, when you look at the camera, if you ever watch TV, that the athletes will always turn, notice they're on camera, and then they're going to say, oh, hi, Mom, hi, Dad, right? Have you ever seen them do that before?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you all to look that way. Look that way. Okay, then when I say now, turn around and say hi, Mom, and hi, Dad to the camera, okay? Like you just found out you're on camera, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Oh, that was good. Okay, thank you very much. Now, you would think that after all these people we've interviewed that there could be no more super athletes on this team, and yet we have 3 more super athletes, and you are?
Stephanie Hill. My number is 5, and I play left fullback and right fullback.
Okay, and you are?
Brittany Grant. My number is 9, and I play left mid.
And way on the end.
I'm Melissa Boland, and I play right mid, and my number's 10.
Okay. Stephanie, what did Coach tell you at the start of the game and then at halftime? What was he telling you guys that you needed to do out there? First of all, do you listen to your coach?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What did he say out there?
It's a she.
You're right. I'm sorry. It's a Marianne, isn't it? Very good. Very smart. Let me rephrase that. What did she say?
She said not to hold the ball too long. And
Well, you're not supposed to hold the ball at all, are you? Isn't that
I don't know.
Okay, go ahead. Not to hold the ball too long. So you want to kind of pass it quickly, like kind of like a 1-2 touch type of thing, right? What else did she say?
I don't know.
Okay, well, that's good enough. Of course, most importantly is, are you ever afraid that you're going to take off and start flying as you're running down the field?
No, I don't.
Do you braid your own hair?
No.
Who did?
My mom.
Okay. Has she ever let you braid her hair?
No.
Okay, all right, that's fine. And you're not too dirty. This is actually a pretty dry field. But you know, one of the things that, and I'll address this to Brittany in the middle, Brittany, sometimes the fields are really, really muddy. Have you ever played a game where you are just really dirty?
Yeah.
And who washes your clothes?
My mom.
Have you ever washed your clothes before?
No.
Okay, let's say if you had to wash your uniform tonight, how many cups of detergent do you think you'd need to use to wash your clothes?
2.
2 cups. Okay, it would get really clean, I'll bet, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Now, what types of subjects do you like in school?
Reading and math.
Reading and math. Those are 2 very tough subjects. What's the most recent book that you've read? Can you remember? Or are you reading one now?
I'm reading The Great Horn Spoon.
Really? Is that a good book?
Yeah.
Right now, can you tell me what the name of the main character is?
Jack.
Very good. That's excellent. So it's good that you study and can comprehend as you go. And on the far sideline, let's see, we've got Melissa, right? Mm-hmm. You know, Melissa, you're to be honest with you, is that you're not one of the taller. You're not the shortest. But I noticed out there that you're not afraid to go up against anybody. Is that right?
I guess.
I mean, you just go out there. What's the one thing that you feel really proud about that you do on the field out there?
Run a lot.
You do run a lot. You're all over. You challenge people. You try and take the ball away. You move it down. Where did you get all your talent and ability from?
Dad.
Very good. Very good. Does he work with you too?
Sometimes.
That's great. Now, what types of subjects do you like in school?
Biography and math.
Very good. And when you're not playing soccer and you're not going to school, what do you like to do just for fun?
Go in my backyard and climb up a hill.
You have a hill back there, huh? Is it a big, big hill?
Not that
Aren't you ever worried about kind of like falling down or anything? You're pretty sure-footed, huh? Do you use your cleats to go up the hill so you don't slip? You know? Okay. Hey, do you ever wear your uniform to school just for the heck of it?
No.
Okay.
Well,
All
I
right.
did on sports day.
Sports day. See, I knew that you probably did that. And you have no. Oh, okay. I notice now that you have the Nike swoosh on there. Is that because you have a major contract with Nike right now?
No.
If you had a major contract with Nike, how much do you think that you would want them to, or they would pay you for wearing Nike? How much would you want to get paid?
$1,000.
$1,000. You know, that might be something that they just might. Sounds a little expensive, but they might be able to think about doing that as you get older. Hey, thank you guys very much, and I appreciate you sitting with me. Oh, nice group hug. Ah. Continuing our parade of super duper stars, you are?
Kaylee Reineke. I'm number 8 and I play center mid.
And you are?
I'm Casey Martell. I'm number 1, and I play goalie.
Okay, let's start with you then. Kaylee, how hard is it to have your mom as the coach?
Pretty hard.
Is she tough on you?
Yeah.
You think she's as tough? Is she tougher on you than all the others, or is she pretty equal?
She's pretty equal.
I know. You know, I have to kid around with you because I coach my son and daughter's teams too, and I know it can be tough sometimes. But what's the toughest thing that your mom makes everybody do?
Talk.
Talk. Hey, did you listen to what your mom coach was saying at halftime as well?
Yeah.
Hey, when you're playing out on the field, can you hear the fans screaming and yelling great things?
Yeah.
What do you normally hear them say?
Go open.
Oh, that's great. Now, you were out on that field, and you were doing a great job of clearing the ball out when it was come down. What other responsibilities do you have out on the field when you're playing?
To not let the ball go to the goal.
That's right. You did a great job of that. You came up and cleared it out a lot. When you play soccer, do you ever talk to the other players on the field, the other team?
Yeah.
What do you usually say?
I don't
That you like their hair or you like their shoes, anything like that?
know.
Do they say things to you?
No.
Okay, so that's not too shabby at all. So you've been playing soccer for how long?
5 years.
5 years. Wow. And have you played the same positions all the time, or have you switched around?
I've switched around.
Now, has your mom been your coach for 5 years?
No.
Okay. How many long has she been your coach?
Just this first year.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great. And next to me, we've got the keeper of the team, right? It's
Right.
Cassandra. Now, do you like to be called Cassandra?
Well, for sports, I prefer Casey.
Can I call you Casey then?
Sure.
Okay. Casey, do you like to be considered a keeper or a goalie?
Both. I don't care.
You don't really care, do you? Where do you get your cool-looking shirts from?
For my coach?
Do you ever wear them to school?
No.
Now, what about the gloves? I know it's cold out here today, but is it, do you ski with those, or what do you do with those?
No, it's only for goalkeeping.
You mean only goalkeepers can wear those?
Yes.
Kaylee could not wear those? You would not let her wear those those gloves?
Well, I can let her use those gloves.
Uh-huh.
I can.
You could, if you wanted,
Yeah,
if she
but-
asked you.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
Politely.
So, politely. Is she normally polite?
Yes.
Okay, see, that's good news from your standpoint. What are you thinking about when someone's charging at you? They've got the ball, they're getting inside the box. What are you thinking? What goes through your mind?
I have, like,
Well, let me ask you this question. Do you keep your eyes open or closed when they take a shot at you? You
open.
keep them open. That's good. That's a good start, definitely. But if they're about, let's say you're racing for the ball and someone else is racing for the ball, it's kind of a little scary, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, you kind of got knocked on the noggin here earlier today, didn't you? Was the other team, it was earlier, I think it might have been Amy Clippert was coming up and you kind of got hit on the noggin, or was it the neck? Or
Well, I got kicked in the neck.
you got kicked in the neck. Now, have you ever come off the field like with some really neat bloody noses or anything?
One time, but a long time ago.
Oh, tell me about it. I love to hear these stories. How did you get a big bloody nose?
Well, it wasn't in the goal, but I was running and I tripped on, and somebody tripped me, and I fell on my nose and it started bleeding.
Oh, I bet you that would have been pretty neat to see. Were you there when you saw that?
No.
Oh, bummer. That's too bad. Hey, thank you very much for meeting and talking with me, and good luck. You got another game or so to go, so we hope you do well, okay? All righty. Your name is?
Ilana Ramirez, and I'm number 11, and I play forward and right midfield.
And you are?
Amanda, I'm number 4 and I play right defense.
Alana, you actually, I think, were only a few of the girls that have really dark hair. A lot of girls have kind of light blonde in hair. Do you color your hair dark?
No.
That's your natural color?
Yeah.
Are those natural freckles as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just all natural. What type of cleats do you wear?
Adidas.
Adidas. And what about the shin guards? What are those used for?
To block my shins.
Have you ever worn, or have you ever not worn shin guards?
No.
So you always have.
Yeah.
What do you think it would feel like to get kicked in the shins without shin guards?
I don't know.
You think it kind of hurt, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What grade are you in?
4th.
And what school do you go to?
Vintage Hills.
Now, you got to tell me this. How many days a week do you practice?
2.
2 days. And so I want you to tell, what day would it be, by the way? What days do you practice?
Monday and Wednesday.
Okay, so let's say this is Monday. And what time do you get out of school, by the way?
3:07.
Okay, so you get out, it's now, you're at home, it's after 3 o'clock, you're at home, it's a Monday. What do you do first after you get home from school?
I don't know. Do my homework.
Okay, do your homework, and then what happens?
Get ready for soccer practice.
Get ready for soccer practice. Now, what are the times for soccer practice?
4 to 6.
Okay, now you come home after practice, and what do you do then?
Eat dinner.
Okay. Do you do anything before you eat dinner? Like wash your hands?
Yeah.
Okay, eat dinner, and then what time do you go to bed usually?
9.
There's the whole, that is the entire Alana's regiment for Mondays, and what's the other day for practice?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Now, do you follow the same type of schedule? This is Amanda over here?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how hard is it to be a good athlete and have good grades, too?
It's sort of easy, but you have to have a lot of skill.
Yeah, both in soccer and in academics, huh?
Yes.
What is the easiest class or subject that you study right now?
I don't know.
Well, if there was one subject that the teacher said, you don't ever have to do it again, what would it be?
Probably reading.
Reading. Okay, that could be tiresome, could be boring. Do you read a lot?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. And, of course, how long have you been playing soccer?
2 years.
2 years. The same team, or was it a different team you played on?
I've played on 3 different teams.
Okay. And what about what you want to do in the future? Now, as you get into high school and college and so forth, have you ever thought about what you wanted to do to earn a living?
I think I want to be a physical education teacher.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Do you have one at the school you go to now?
No.
Okay. You guys do PE, though, at school?
Yes.
Okay. Just in your class itself?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. That'd be great. What college would you like to play soccer for, then?
I'm not sure.
Any college that would take you?
Yeah.
That's usually the best way to go to get a scholarship to there. Hey, I heard that we got to get... Is the whole team here? Because we were going to do a cheer together, weren't we? Or are they gone? They've gone. Okay, that's all right. Well, listen, you guys are going to have to do the cheer all by yourself, I guess, huh? What do you think? We got someone over there who can come over here. You're not going to come over? Come on, Kylie.
Kaylee.
Come on, Kaylee. Come over here. What cheer are we going to do?
What?
Which one are we going to do? You guys going to do one for us?
Yeah, down.
Okay, there you go. On the count of 3. You ready? Down by Temecula. 1, 2, 3. Go.
Down by Temecula Cemetery, that's where your team's gonna get buried. Deep and 6 feet under. When we kick, it sounds like thunder.
Very good. That's great. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. I'm Dan Williams. Welcome back to our post-game interview show. And, of course, we have got a whole slew of super slammers that we're going to be talking to right now. And you are?
Amy Clipper, and I'm number 14, and I play fullback.
All righty. And you are?
I'm Camille Hugo, and I'm number 11, and I play midfield.
And finally, on the far end.
I'm Jessica Mazzara. I'm number 12, and I play center, midfield, and forward.
Now, I have to tell you this, and it's only because my kids have braces, and they change their colors. Do you ever change your colors to match your team?
Yeah.
Okay, you got green in right now. So is that your favorite, all-time favorite color?
No.
What's your all-time favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. Now, have you put blue in there before?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, that's cool. You did very well out there on the field today. What is it that you feel most proud about, that you feel good, that you helped, how you help your team?
Making line passes.
You guys do a great job of that. Now, is that something that you practice a lot?
Yeah.
Do you practice at home like as well as at soccer practice?
No.
Just a soccer practice only? You never practice like inside your house?
Sometimes.
Okay. Okay. What do you do to practice? Like if it's raining outside and you have nothing to do and you want to practice, what would you do in the house?
Annoy my sister.
Annoy your sister? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
How old is your sister?
I have 2 of them.
Older or younger?
The one's of them is older and one's younger.
Do they play soccer too?
Yeah.
And who's the better soccer player of you 3?
Me.
There you go. It always comes out that way. Very good. And sitting next to you is Camille Hugo. And Camille, it looks good. You got a lot of grime and grit all over your shirts and everything. Now, how about your knees? Can you get these knees, by the way? I think something's going to start growing in there pretty soon. Boy, that looks great. We always like to have fun with you guys. How long have you been playing soccer?
For 4 years.
Now, what do you like to do best on the soccer field?
Get the ball.
Absolutely. Now, once you get the ball, what are you supposed to do with it?
Control it and like give it to someone.
Do you know what the circumference size is of the soccer ball that you use?
No. Oh, I think it's 4.
Really? Well, that's great, because I had no idea. I was just asking that question to see if you would know yourself. How about other sports that you do? Do you play anything else, or you'd like to do anything?
Well, I do swim team.
Oh, good. That's swim team. Now, what is your favorite stroke that you like to do in swimming?
I like backstroke.
Are you fast in it?
Yeah.
Really? I hear that. So you're fast. So you gonna go out for the Olympics sometime?
No.
You never know, right?
Well,
you
I don't want to go for swimming. I'd rather go for soccer.
Okay. Oh, that's great. And a round of applause out of the audience. That's great. Well, congratulations on a great day today. It was great to watch you play. And on the far sideline, we have Jessica. You did a couple things out there today you might want to talk about. What would that be?
Scored 2 goals.
Yeah. So how did that all happen? Tell me about it.
My teammates gave me really good balls to run onto, and so I just took them and went and scored.
That is great. Now, how do you practice how do you practice scoring? You just go out there during practice with the net and kick ball after ball, or?
Yeah, and like at home I have this net, and I practice with that, and I go into the green belt and with Camille sometimes, and we just play.
Well, that's great. Now, has your dad coached you before, or is this the first year?
Every year he's coached me for the whole time I've been playing for 6 years, except for 1 year.
Really?
Yeah, he's coached.
So is your dad a tough coach?
Well, it depends on. Well, he's tough if we're not playing good, and he's harder on me if I'm not playing good. Like he is. Like if say Kelly or Vanessa weren't playing good, then he'd be harder on them.
Well, that's what coaches are supposed to do. So he spreads it around equally, right? Okay. Now on the count of 3. I need you guys, slammers, we're number 1. Can you say that? But loud. You gotta do loud. I have to tell you, the last few people I interviewed were not very loud. I like loud, okay? On the count of 3. Scream. Okay?
No, Camille, no.
Okay. 1, 2. Now, when I say 3, you guys go, okay? 1, 2. Yeah, that's right. Slammers, we're number 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Continuing our parade of super slammer superstars here, we have got
Emily Birchfield. I'm number 10, and I play center midfield forward, but today I played some goal.
Okay, and you in the middle, you are?
I'm Kelly Morgan. I'm number 5, and I play left fullback.
And way on the end.
I'm Andrea Zamieson. I'm number 7. I play midfield and goalie.
Very good. Let's start with you, Emily. What positions are harder, out in the field or in the goalie box, do you think?
On the field.
On the field, really? Why is that? Why do you say that?
Well, it depends, because if you're playing like a really good team, then in the goal you get lots more shots and it's more hard. But then if it's a really bad team and you don't get any shots on goal, and so it's really like easy.
Yeah, you're right. So you would rather, would you rather be out in the field playing a tough team or be standing in the box with no goals at all being shot at you?
On the field.
Okay, because you like to have action and you like to have fun out there. Now, was this the first year that you've started playing goalie? Have you played goalie before?
I've played before.
Okay, well, that's great. Now, you're number 10, right? Now, do you get to pick your own jersey numbers?
Yeah.
Did you pick 10, or was that just given to you?
Well, I wanted 9, but somebody else had 9.
Oh, that's always the case, isn't it? First come, first serve sometimes. Now, what's your favorite color that you like?
Green and blue.
Green and blue. So you got blue on, so that's good. And is it lime green, bright green, forest green, dark green?
Bright green.
Okay. It's kind of like this. Is that the type of lime green? No, that's too bright, isn't it? Does that glow in the dark by any chance?
I wouldn't know.
You've never worn them at nighttime before?
They're hers.
Oh, but she lets you use them, right? Okay. And in the middle we have Kelly Morgan. Kelly, you got super white hair. Is that just like natural?
Yeah.
You don't put hydrogen peroxide or lemon juice on that at all?
No.
Okay. Now you also have dimples. Who in your family has dimples?
My dad.
Your dad has dimples. Now, does your mom or dad have blue eyes also?
Yeah.
So does your dad have the blonde hair?
He has sandy blonde.
Okay, so and of course then that must mean that your soccer talent comes from who?
My sisters.
How old are your sisters?
One's 19 and one's 13.
So they've been able to help you and teach you anything?
Yeah.
Do they ever get on your nerves at all though once in a while?
Yes.
Do you guys ever fight?
A lot.
Do you really fight a lot?
Yeah.
You know, the number one thing that my kids do that bugs the heck out of me is that they fight. What do you normally fight about?
I don't know.
Just anything, huh?
Yep.
We'll get off that subject because that could be a touchy subject for a lot of people. Slammers. Now, how long have you been a slammer?
I
1
don't
year,
know.
2 years?
Like,
As long as you can remember?
like a year and a half.
Okay, well that's cool. Did you play soccer or any other sports besides what you're doing now?
I played baseball and I'm in junior lifeguards.
Junior lifeguards, that's great. How long can you hold your breath underwater?
I don't know.
5 minutes?
No.
If you had to try and test, because I thought they tested you for that. If you did, how many minutes do you think you could hold your breath for?
A minute.
Okay, let's try right now. On the count? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, we'll move over. And Andrea on the far side. Now, you started out as the keeper, correct?
Yeah.
Now, what's the hardest thing about being a keeper for you?
Like when someone's on a breakaway.
Yeah. What's going through your mind? What are you thinking about when you see this person on a breakaway?
If you should go at them or just stay there.
That's tough. That's tough. Now, when you go at them and you're committed, do you keep your eyes open or do you shut them?
I keep them open.
You do keep them open. That's probably the best thing to do. And now, do you wear the shirts that you wear out there, the colorful ones? Do you have any of those? The goalie shirts? I'm sorry, my mind is going. The coach does, I hear.
Not really, because I don't play goalie that much.
Oh, really? You don't play very often. So what position do you normally play?
Midfield, usually out midfield.
Okay, all right. And what are the positions, what are your responsibilities when you play that? Are you cold?
Yeah.
It is kind of cold out here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this question. We'll switch over. Do you like to play in cold weather or really hot weather?
Cold weather.
Why is that?
Because when you're playing in really hot weather, it's like you get really hot easier.
Let's see. I'm going to write that down. When it's hot weather, you get hot, right? Is that what you said? Okay, all right. Now, you guys stay sit, but I want you guys all to wave and say, Slammers. We already said that, didn't we? Let's go, hi, Mom and Dad, okay? Because that's a cool one. Look that way. And then, now, when you turn, you got to look surprised. You got to turn, yeah, you got to look surprised, like, hey, I didn't know the camera's on me. Look surprised and say, oh, wow, hi, Mom and Dad, okay? So look that way. And on the count of 3, look back. 1, 2, 3. What are you supposed to say? Hi, Mom and Dad, right? Okay, all right. Thank you, girls. All right. Now, you think that after interviewing all of these team players that there's possibly no way we could have more superstars, and yet we have 3 more super slammers right here, and you are?
Allison Gibbs and I'm number 13, and I sometimes play forward, but I usually play center midfielder.
Okay, and you are?
Vanessa Fallon, I'm number 1, and I play fullback.
And way on the end there.
I'm Melissa Dewey. I'm number 17, and I play sweeper.
After today and after your normal soccer games, what do you like to do? Just after you've played the games and now you're going home, what do you like to do?
Take a shower and relax.
Now, what do you do to relax?
Lay down.
You watch TV? Do you read a book?
Watch TV.
Well, what is your favorite all-time TV show that you like to watch on TV that you just can't wait to watch?
Rugrats.
Rugrats is good. Okay, all right. So who's your favorite Rugrat?
Tommy.
Mine is Chucky. I like Chucky myself.
Chucky's a baby.
But you like, but Tommy, Tommy's kind of a baby too, though, don't you think?
He's a leader.
Oh, Tommy's the leader. What is the girl's name that gets him in trouble all the time, though?
Angelica.
Oh, Angelica. Now, do you know anybody that you would think of that says, she reminds me of Angelica?
My sister.
Your sister. Is she older or younger than you?
Older.
Older, okay. Oh, that's pretty good. So Rugrats and Tommy is your favorite character. Okay, that's great. And then, of course, playing soccer, when you're playing out on the field today, what was the one thing that you kept going through your mind that this is what I've got to do out on the field today?
I got to mark and try to get a head on it or something like that.
Now, for some people don't know what the terminology is, so what does mark mean?
To get on a player that's loose or not marked already.
Okay, all right. So it has nothing to do with your boyfriend then?
No.
No, okay, all right. Okay, and in the middle, then we have Vanessa, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you have a sister on the team?
Yeah.
Now, who's the better of you two?
Me.
Okay, I thought so. Of course, I thought that's that it would be. I know. I knew she was over there, and I knew you would say that too, just to have fun. So, when you play soccer yourself, and the coach is instructing you, what did the coach usually tries to tell you to do out there on the field?
Like run up or move up, or get mark.
If you
Line
had
pass too.
on days like this, if they said it's okay to wear a jacket, would you wear one out on the field?
No.
No. Why is that?
Because when you run, it might be like whapping you.
Might not be very good, huh? Right. One of the things that we always have to talk about is good curfews. For example, athletes have to have curfews. They have to have good nutrition. Didn't you guys have a good dinner last night?
Yeah.
What did you guys have last night?
Soup, salad.
And what else? Did you have pasta? I thought you guys had pasta.
Yeah.
Did you have pasta? Now, did you go over to somebody's house? Do you go out to have a special dinner, or is that just at the home?
No, at home.
Okay, well, that's very good. Now, what's the one thing that you love to eat that your parents don't really like you to eat, do you think?
Pizza.
Pizza. I love pizza. You probably can't tell it, but I love pizza on that. If there's one food, though, that you just don't like, what would it be?
Zucchini.
Zucchini. Have you ever tried it, though, with butter and cheese on it? It's really good that way. Okay, well, next time you have zucchini, tell your mom to put butter and Parmesan cheese on it because it's really good that way, okay? All right. Now, on the far sideline, that's the cooking tip of the day, by the way, on there is Alyssa Dewey, correct?
Yeah.
You know what? Do you guys realize that you guys, like, all have freckles? Do you ever talk about that?
No.
You never talk about
No.
that? Do you ever call each other up and ask, like, how you going to wear your hair today or anything like that?
No.
You don't do that either?
No.
Well, you must have called up and asked what you were all wearing, right? Because you're wearing the same thing?
No. Because we're always supposed to wear the same games.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
What is a slammer, do you think?
I'm not sure.
What would you think? If someone said, you got to tell me what a slammer is, what would you think a slammer was?
It goes to the ball hard.
Okay, I would think that. That's right. It's cold out here, isn't it? We're all.
I don't know.
How long have you been playing soccer, though?
6 years.
6 years. Now, can you name all the teams you've played on?
No.
Can you name 2 of the teams you played on?
Slammers. And
That's one.
the Dolphins.
Dolphins. Quick, name another team you played for.
Me? The green mean fighter machines.
I like that one. How about you?
The Abba-Zabbas.
Oh, I've heard of the Abba-Zabbas. I think we've even filmed the Abba-Zabbas before. Have I ever filmed you before? Have you seen me before on the field?
No.
Okay, all right, that's all right. Okay. Strikers, yeah, we've done those before. Okay, now this is... That's okay. That's all right. Now, we got to do something really fun here. So what I'm going to do is I want you to lean back. I want all of you to put your feet up in the air so that we can see the types of shoes, okay? Can you all put them up there and show your knees? Oh, look at this one here. This is good. I like this one right here, okay? That's probably good for your stomach, so let's just kind of do this for a little bit, okay? No, I was good. Okay, on the count of 3, slammers number 1, okay? We're going to do that. 1, 2, 3.
Slammers number 1!
Very good. Thank you very much. Now, there's an always saying that says last but not least. We always have to have 2 that are the last, and I think we've saved some of the special ones for last. You are?
Taylor, and I'm number 6, and I play midfield.
And you are?
Crystal Wright, I'm number 8, and I play midfield.
Well, let me start with you, Taylor, because there is a major debate on this team. I mean, major debate of who the best Fallon player is on this team here. So who do you think it is?
Me.
Okay, so how long have you been playing soccer?
For 4 years.
4 years. What's the one thing that you really would like to not have to do in practices anymore?
Probably, no.
Do you like practice?
Yeah.
All sorts, everything from the time you start to the time you finish, you like it all?
Yeah.
Very good. Even the running?
Sort of.
Ah, kind of, sort of. Why do you think you guys run at practice? What do you think the purpose is?
So we're on the field, we go to the ball fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, also. What else do you think?
Um,
Do you ever get tired out on the field at all?
Yeah.
Do you a little bit by the end of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things running helps is your endurance, right?
Yeah.
Do you lift weights at all?
no.
No. Can you show me your muscle? Let me see a muscle, because I want to see. Let's see. Can you see? Wow, that's a you don't lift weights at all? Man, oh man. Well, geez, if you lift weights, you probably would just like have these huge arms. That'd be great. Now, what do you think that you want to do as you go into college? You want to play soccer in college?
Yeah.
And what have you thought about a college that you'd like to go to?
No.
That's okay. That's all right. What about just what you'd like to do as you grow up and have a career? Anything? Would you like to play professional soccer?
Yeah.
What else would you like to do?
Nothing else.
Nothing else? Well, I hope that you'll be able to do that. Now, your teammate over here, who is Crystal, correct?
Yes.
You know, Crystal, what number are you again, by the way?
8.
I know, because I was calling your name a lot. Now, what are your responsibilities on the field today?
To mark and when my throw-ins throw high and fall.
That is it. You know what? Has anybody ever told you, like, you have got, like, the strongest two-hand throw-ins I've ever seen in the world?
No.
Now, you were about to say yes. What happened there? You have strong throw-ins, though, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you practice throw-ins all the time?
Yes.
I mean, how do you practice?
Well, sometimes when my brother has soccer games, I practice there at halftime
Okay.
with my dad.
Yeah. I mean, you can throw it from the sideline all the way into the box. I mean, it's unbelievable. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that's why they have you do it. Have you ever thought about trying to do one of those flip throw-ins? Have you ever seen them do a flip throw-in?
Yeah.
Where they put their head on the ball and flip over?
Yeah, I try, but I have to do a somersault.
That's okay. That would be great. What are the things that you like to do besides soccer? To have fun, that is.
Well, that's it. Well, sometimes I like to play baseball.
Uh-huh.
My dad likes me to play ball.
That's okay. That's all right. But you like soccer, huh?
Yeah,
And how long have you been playing?
6 years.
And you were 6 years too, right? Have you guys played on other teams before? Did you say 6 years?
No.
Oh,
4.
you said I was close. 4. Have you ever played on a different team together before? Or is this the first team you played on together?
First.
Okay, all right. And 2 other questions I'll have, and I'll pose one for you and one for you. Because I know you guys are going to be superstar soccer players when you get older, and superstar athletes get to do commercials on TV. If a pizza company came to you and said, we'll pay you $1 million if you'll eat our pizza on TV, what pizza would you want to eat?
Cheese pizza.
What? Yeah.
What kind?
Yeah, what kind of pizza? What company name?
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut, all right. If a soft drink company came to you and said the same thing, we'll pay you $1 million to drink our soda on TV, who would you want to advertise for?
I don't know.
How about Yahoo? Have you ever drank a Yahoo before?
No.
It's chocolate drink. What do you normally drink? What soda do you normally drink if you drink any at all?
Sprite or
There you go. Sprite or Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is. Now, the real fun thing is that you're the only 2 people left, and you means that you are going to have to do the entire team cheer all by yourself. So which one are you going to do?
Okay.
Okay, on the count of 3, you guys ready? You got to do it loud.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
All for one and one for all, Slammers!
Oh, how'd she do?
Well, she didn't barely say anything.
You want to try it again?
No.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Good job, girls. So in game number 2 of bracket play, it was OCU Slammers going up to TSC. And then the strange part of it is the score ended up 2-1 in favor of OCU, but OCU gets credit for really all the goals as they started out helping TSC by a deflection of one of their own players. It goes in the net. TSC goes out in front 1-0, but that didn't last very long. OCU came back. They scored 1. It was Jessica Mazura. She came back again and scored the second and winning goal, and that's how it ended right here in game 2 of bracket play. Final score, OCU Slammers 2, TSC 1. A great game, and we congratulate everyone that participated. I'm Dan Williams, and on behalf of George Langevin Sports Video Productions, as always, we'll see you again.